In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a brand new tool that's going to help you figure out why you might be lacking in sales for your self-published books through Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dane, and on this channel I talk all about self-publishing books on Amazon, online entrepreneurship, and just lifestyle in general. So if that kind of thing interests you, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a brand new tool that's going to help you optimize your KDP listing for your self-published books in order to make sure it's the absolute best listing possible to catch customers' eyes, get you more sales, and ultimately make you more money. So this tool is very valuable in the sense that it's going to pick apart your listing. It's not going to be very nice about it. Sometimes it's going to be pretty mean, but it's going to tell you exactly what's wrong with it, what needs to be fixed, and what you could do to improve it to make sure it looks high end. So when someone clicks on your book, they land on your product page and it looks very appealing to them and they click the buy button. Okay. And this is very, very important, even though it's something that people overlook quite a bit. They run Amazon ads to their books. They say, hey, why aren't my ads working? I have to tweak all these keywords in my ads and all these things. Most of the time, it's not the ads problem, it's your listings problem. So that's why listing optimization is so crucial. And that's why this tool is going to help you make this even easier. So without further ado, let's jump into my computer. I'm going to show you what the tool is. And I'll show you examples of good, bad, and very, very bad listings and what the tool says about them in order to fix them. So let's talk about it. So guys, I'm in my computer here now and I'm using the BookBeam software. On the left, you can see there's tons of other tools. There's niche finders, there's keyword analysis, keyword generator tools. Today, we're going to be using the listing optimizer. If you guys want to follow along and you want to do this with your own listings, you can download the BookBeam. It's one of the links down below. I'll put my discount code down there. I think it's Dane or Dane10 or something like that at this point. I'm not really sure. But if you want to utilize that discount code, I'll get you a certain percentage off of your subscription to BookBeam, and you'll be able to use the software, use all these awesome tools they have, and also the listing optimizer, which is the one that we're going to talk about in today's video. So with the listing optimizer, I'm going to click it over here. It's going to bring me to this page here, and you can see I'm on the US marketplace. So make sure you're on the right marketplace. Most of the time, you'll probably be doing US marketplace anyways. You want to enter in the URL or the ASIN for your book. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what a bad example looks like, and I'll go all the way up to a very, very good example. And I'll show you what the optimizer shows you in relation to what you need to fix and what isn't doing very well. So let's take a look. Okay, guys, looking at our first listing here, it's really hard to tell if this is a good listing or not. From my standpoint, I can definitely see a few things that need to be improved. But the beautiful thing with the listing optimizer is it's going to show you the things that you probably aren't noticing. So I'm going to grab the link up here, go over to BookBeam. I'm going to enter this link in here. I'm going to go analyze and see what it says about this listing. So right away, you'll see we're greeted with a book listing score. And this one out of 10, it's going to be a 4.7, which is quite bad. And looking at the overview here, it shows you what the book is, all that kind of stuff. And it's going to show you the main things that need to be fixed. And you're going to see green check marks for things that are good, and you're going to see red check marks for things that need to be fixed or looked into. So looking at the reviews and ratings, you can see there are at least 20 on this book. So it's doing good. That's a good amount of ratings. It's healthy. But the average star is lower than 4.0. So that is one giveaway as to why you might be lacking sales. Going over to the category section here, you can see it says you might want to add your book to more categories. There's less than 3 category trees, which basically means how many subcategories your book has been added into. It also says within the top 100 of at least 2 categories, so that's not great. It's also ranked in at least 4 categories, which is obviously not, so it needs to be fixed. So those are good things. You can see right down here, BookBeam is going to tell you some recommendation. It looks like there's no category ranking shown on this listing. Place the book in categories where it will rank high enough for the category ranking to appear. And it shows you another recommendation here. I don't need to go through those right now. Description, it says 1,700 characters, formatting using bold. It's using all those things, so that is good stuff. But it would tell you if you weren't using those things, you might want to add those in so your description is more appealing to the eye. It's more eye-catching when someone lands on your product page. You can see it's optimally formatted and at least has 1,000 characters explaining the book. And then it's going to show you this A+ content section here, which there's no A+ content for this book, which is basically the little pictures that show up below on your listing that further sell your book. And I'll show you a good example later on that shows these if you're not sure what I'm talking about. And then below, you're going to see it has a summary. So it looks like there's no A+ content. Adding A+ content will up the score. So you can see it's 4.7 right now. This book is not ranking within the top 100 category in at least one category. And it also looks like there are no category rankings shown on this listing. So some things to improve. So if this was your book, for example, your listing, you would get a lot of insight from this BookBeam analyzer as to where you could improve your listing and figure out why you might be lacking sales for your book. So now let's look at a decent example. So I'm going to go plus up here and I'm going to add in this next URL, and we're going to search up this book and see what BookBeam thinks of this listing for this one right here. Before while it's loading, I'm going to look up this Knitting for Beginners book. All right. So I can click this and drop it down. You can already see there's no A+ content on this one, so it's going to lose points on that. But let's see what the BookBeam thing says. So this one, compared to this one, which was 4.7, the Knitting for Beginners has a 6.8 ranking. So that is not too bad. It's better than the last one, which was below 5. So, and the reason being mainly is because of the reviews and ratings. You can see this one has at least 20 reviews, which is great, and it is a higher than 4.0. So that is great in terms of reviews. When it comes to categories, there are not at least 3 category trees selected for this book. If you guys are confused about the category trees, you can scroll down here and I'll show you what it means. You can see there's only 2 for this Knitting for Beginners book. So that's why it's getting that red X for the category trees. When it comes to analyzing the description, you can see it has at least 1,000 characters. Again, so that's great, 2,100 actually. It uses all the different things like bolding, headings, underlines, bullet points, all that stuff, and it's formatted nicely. But it is losing points in terms of A+ content because it doesn't have it. So it loses quite a bit of points there. So the summary down here is going to say something about A+ content. And it's going to say it has a low number of total categories. So 6.8 is what it says there. If this was your book, you'd know exactly what to improve in order to get more sales for it. The next one we're going to look at is this hydroponics book, which doesn't have A+ content either. But let's see what the BookBeam optimizer, listing optimizer says about this one. Enter it in, click analyze. So this hydroponics for beginners book, slightly higher than the Knitting for Beginners book, has a 7.0 rating. And this is mainly because the only thing that's upping this one from the last one, you can see it has all these ones checked here, is this category one, which says at least 3 category trees. So that is the only place where it's beating out this Knitting for Beginners one. So if I go to the hydroponics listing, you can see if I scroll down, there should be 3 things here. You can see 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 category trees for this book, which is basically giving it a better opportunity to catch more eyes because it's in more categories, so more people might see it. Only thing this book is lacking, which is costing it those 3 points, I believe, is the A+ content and at least 2 sections of A+ content, which is hurting it. So summary down here, it says it's doing well for a couple of things, but it definitely needs that A+ content. So that's the only area where this book is kind of falling short. So to end things off, let's look up one more book here. It's going to be this the Beginner's Guide to Raising Chickens. Funny book, but let's take a look what BookBeam tells us about it. So I'm going to enter it into here, and you're going to see it gives it a 9.6 rating. It's basically fully optimized, this one, which is one that is very, very good. You can see it's checking all the categories here. So reviews has at least 20. They're obviously over 4.0. Has all the categories added. If you go to the page here, you can probably see, let's see how many categories this has added. Has 3 category trees, so that's perfect. That's what BookBeam is looking for. Within the top 100, it's ranked in at least 4 of these categories, which is excellent. And if we look at the A+ content section down here, it is the only one that we've looked at so far that has A+ content. So if you don't know what A+ content is, this is what it is right here. When you scroll down, you can see there's images, shows all this stuff here, shows a bit more insight about the book, what you can expect. So A+ content just adds to the quality of the listing and increases your chance for someone to buy. You can also see the description has over 1,000 characters, 1,014, it's optimally formatted, has all these things. So that is why this book is doing very well. So if you're looking to optimize your book's listing and figure out why you might be lacking in terms of sales, this is exactly the tool that you're looking for. It's going to help you pick apart and kind of deep dive into your listing and figure out what is causing you to maybe miss out on those extra sales when people are clicking your Amazon ads. It's like, why aren't people buying? This might help you figure out what is going on, and it'll give you that ranking so you can know if your listing is fully optimized. What are the other things? Mostly optimized, and this one probably says poorly optimized, partially optimized. So it'll give you those ratings, kind of gives you a better idea as to where your book currently sits. So that is pretty much it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed my insight and my walkthrough of this tool. Again, if you want to do this and do it on your own time, make sure you download the BookBeam software, get a subscription to it. You can see it's a link down in the description below. You can use my discount code to get a certain amount of money off. You'll be able to look up your book and figure out what is causing you issues. So before I let you guys go, if you're brand new to self-publishing and you're looking to get into it and you want to ask questions, the perfect place for you to get into is my free Facebook community. It's the first link in the description down below. And once you join it, you'll see pinned to the top is my 5-step guide to getting started with self-publishing. So if you're brand new or you're not new, but you still have questions, I'm in there answering questions. There's other experts in the group answering questions all the time. So you can always post in there, meet other like-minded individuals who are also publishing books. is the perfect place to join. So again, if you want to join that, the first link in the description will take you there. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, again, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. Try to post new videos about self-publishing, online entrepreneurship, and just lifestyle in general every single week. So if that works for you, I'll see you in next week's video. Peace.